Hello gainers and go-getters. Ralphie here with some fitness and some philosophy. On location for the first time, well, sort of. And I just want to talk about the benefits of going for a walk. It seems kind of old-fashioned, a little bit simplistic, but never underestimate how effective a simple hour-long or an hour-and-a-half long walk, either in a rural environment as we are in now, or in an urban environment can be, not just for your physical health, but for mental health as well. It's absolutely invaluable. A lot of serious athletes, they do, as part of their training, there's two things they do that they don't generally tend to mention much. And one is yoga, something I do and I'm going to be discussing in a future vlog. And the second thing is just going for a long walk, particularly bodybuilders and powerlifters, gym goers, when you're doing a lot of stress related exercise and lifting heavy. It's good to give the body a complete change of environment, so to speak, and going for a walk is a whole different activity for the body. It's far less impactful, it's far more light, sustained, systemic, and very, very productive. Let me elaborate on that. See, when we're walking, we take one step after another, simple, but at the same time we're probably unaware that we're creating a subconscious environment which is the body pacing itself when we walk at our own particular pace. And as such, what happens is that it settles the mind. And it's amazing how we can, particularly when we're getting so much information thrust upon us by media, by a social environment, by work, by modern life, that at times it can become a little bit mentally confusing, and the mind and the body should never be treated as two separate things. They work together, they coordinate together, and they either suffer or benefit together. That's just the way of it. So going for a walk, having a pace, having a rhythm, not being interrupted by telephones, conversations, all the white noise of life is something which, once you've had the walk, once you've finished it, that's when you really notice it. So I recommend you do it. It seems quite simple, and folk will say, right, okay Ralphie, good advice, pretty obvious. I'm going for a 10-minute walk, I'm going down to the shops, I'm going down to downtown, or I'm going round the block where I live in my suburban environment. That's not enough. What you want is a good solid hour at least. I'm going for a walk at the moment which will be an hour and a half. I'm fortunate, I'm in a beautiful countryside, as you can see, and the advantage to me I've really noticed is that, particularly at the weekend when I've had a busy week and I've been at the gym lifting and all the rest of it and getting the benefit of that, I get out and about and just fill the lungs with clean, fresh air. We could go months without eating and survive. We could go several days, probably 5 or 6, 7 days without drinking and survive. But we don't get 5 minutes without breathing. And the quality of what we breathe really matters, because if we're in a particularly polluted environment where the air is thick with exhaust fumes, industrial gases, and I'm talking not just about industrial landscapes. Industrial gases can occur when you're in a laundrette, when you're in a supermarket, when you're in someone's houses and they've got all these air fresheners and things going. Frankly, the fewer chemicals you have in your environment, the better. And I mean the fewer unnatural or manufactured chemicals. So the walk, a good hour at your own pace, and while you're having the walk, just settle the mind. And I'm going to conclude this video with techniques to help you settle your mind and get the most mental stimulation and benefit from this old-fashioned thing called walking. Start off with 3 big deep breaths. So you're out in your walk, you've set your pace, you're in your rhythm, you're in a comfortable environment, no big distractions. Just take 3 big deep breaths. Breathe out, start by breathing out. Breathe in. Hold it. And again, start by breathing out. Really to get all the carbon dioxide in your lungs right out so you can get a full lungful of fresh air. Hold it. Actors before they go on stage, sportsmen and women before they take to the track or the field, will take 3 big deep breaths, because it's amazing how it just settles the mind. It calms you right down. When you're in that calm space, all of a sudden we realise we're seeing more in the environment around us. We're centred. Mind and body are unified. We're smelling more of the environment around us. And of course, here in a countryside environment, what I'm smelling is fresh grass. I'm smelling trees, late or early winter flowering shrubs. I'm smelling ozone. I'm smelling dampness in the air. I'm smelling moss. And the more you start to smell, the more you discover that the senses, whether you be smelling or listening or looking, the more you pick up on the detail. And this in itself is very, very therapeutic. So I'm going to conclude now with something. If you can get this in your walk, you're totally sorted. You're totally, it's a finisher. And we're often encouraged by social programming that if we want to see fine art, if we want to see masterpieces, go to a gallery. And I suggest don't bother going to galleries, because there's an awful lot of bullshit in galleries. It's not what stuff's worth, it's what people who are pretentious, disingenuous and in need of status want you to believe is worth something. Now don't get me wrong, there's some talented art to be found in galleries, but when you're out for a walk, look at nature's art. There we go, how's that? I'll give you a quick pan of this fantastic view. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to continue my walk now. I've got at least another hour to walk, and I recommend you go for it. This doesn't matter gender, age, situation. If you're in a wheelchair, just get your wheelchair out and about. Find somewhere level, just go for it. Bye.